Welcome to All Chakra Tantra, Mondays on Aquarian Radio.
All Chakra Tantra. Aloha, I'm Dr. Sasha Lessin, Dean of the School of Tantra. On this show, All Chakra Tantra, we explore Tantra in the sense of weaving, being able to center yourself and embrace the opposites within you at each level of your consciousness, each chakra. You learn to work your inner power plants that generate security, sexuality, power, love, communication, vision, and feelings of oneness with everyone and everything. You get all your chakras going together within you and between you and your lovers, and you really connect and feel the spirit. Call in your questions. We're happy to answer them.
Join us Mondays on All Chakra Tantra.
All Chakra Tantra.
And here are your hosts, Janet and Sasha.
Aloha and welcome to Aquarian Radio and this episode of All Chakra Tantra. I am your host, Janet Care Lessin, and
I'm Dr. Sasha Lessin. So today we're going through, continuing our review of the different energy centers or categories of human existence that we symbol on the human body as energy centers or chakras. And just by way of review, the 7 basic chakras that we deal with in Tantra are the first chakra, which is your safety, security, health, your emotional vulnerability chakra. And there we have the subselves or energies of your inner child and the parts of you that protect your inner child. The second chakra is your sexual chakra. And the third is your power chakra, then your love chakra, then your communication chakra, that's what today's lesson is about, your vision chakra, and your spirituality chakra. And what we mean by Tantra is weaving, so that within yourself, at each chakra, you weave the different subselves that have an interest in that chakra. So, for example, in your child chakra, you center yourself between your inner child and the parts of you that protect your inner child, like your inner critic or your intellect or your pleaser, and so forth. So today we're really looking at the 5th chakra, which is your communication chakra, and the 3 main tasks and things that you need to center yourself among in that chakra, in the throat chakra, that's where it is speaking your authentic truth, maintaining your silence and privacy, and singing. And you need to be able to witness yourself, assess situations, and be able to make discerning behaviors based on this centering or weaving. When you're dealing with the communication chakra and other people, particularly people you're heavily involved with, then you want to particularly look at how you touch off each other's inner parent or inner child and go into sweet or overly sweet or sour interactive or bonding patterns. So we will start with, for any chakra, and you would ask every voice that came out, what do you want? What needs drive what you want? How do you aid me? And what do you, in this situation, offer to people? So what would you like to say about the 5th chakra, the communication chakra, Janet?
well, I think it's one of the most essential parts of life, communications. And if you're not communicating well with other people in your lives, then you're going to have a lot of problems. So I've done a lot of work personally on communications. I still have a lot to learn. I think it's where we miscommunicate, we miss each other, and we fall short of the mark of achieving harmony. So it's very critical to learn how to communicate.
Yeah, so just so you can get a sense of how this works, we're going to do a little demonstration, and then you can start to play with this yourself. So you take any issue that is concern to you. For example, I might ask Janet, what are the voices that are involved in creating the kind of community you want, or anything else she wants to talk about. And then we will have her check in with those, whatever voices she has that are concerned with the community, if that's the subject she wishes to talk about. And I'll show you how we work with them. So what are the voices that would you like to talk about that subject? What kind of community you want? And tell me what voices are involved in that. Tell me right now from the whole person, from Janet, the center.
Well, in regards to community, there's the community I live in on my property here in Maui. I have a little intentional community. And so my voices at the front and center are my giver, my taker, my pleaser, and I don't want to give more than I feel comfortable with, because otherwise I wear myself out. If I'm not communicating clearly around my boundaries, I tend to overgive, and then I feel exhausted. I, after a while, get resentful. And so then taker, if I take too much, then my community mates will complain. And so the main two characters in that consideration are my giver and taker. And then there's my economics person, my bookkeeping person, how to make this work out financially. There's my, don't know what to color, she's the organizer. She wants to keep everything neat, tidy, clean. If I lived by myself, I would not have to worry about other people and their standards of cleanliness, and how they do things. So there's many voices. I really can't identify them all up front, but maybe as we go, as others emerge, we can talk about the many voices of living in community. And so the community that I live in is a microcosm, and so this would apply for listeners out there in your family. You might call it family instead of community. These are people I'm involved with that are housemates. I don't have children I've given birth to, so these are my extended family tribe that I've co-created with other people that have come to share this land, which is also a farm, and it's a temple, the Temple of Tantra. So it's a very complicated community. And it's located in Maui, Hawaii, and it's up against the rainforest. So we also have the community of nature around us, and we have to take nature into consideration so we don't pollute the water and the land, destroy the soil. So there's a delicate balance all the way around within myself, within the people in the community, and of course there's many animals here, primarily cats, but there's cats and birds and toads, frogs, all kinds of wildlife. Okay, back to you, dear.
Okay, so what we do in this first procedure is we ask the whole person to just from her center to just discuss about what internal energies or inner voices have anything to say. And she gave a sort of overview which took them all into consideration. But now we focus on the specific voices, and they don't have to agree with each other. The only person that has to work out the whole thing is Janet, the whole person. But we'll start by talking about her pleaser or her giver. Janet, I'd like you, and if any of you want to follow this procedure, you take the first sub-self and you say, move from where you're sitting now and move into a different position, and let the part of you that likes to please other people, the giver, just totally take you over. And could you move? There we go. Oh, thank you. Good. Pleaser, I would like you to say what's your job? What do you do for Janet?
Well, I'm Janet's pleaser, and what I do for her is I help her connect with other people. The pleaser is the first, like the ambassador that reaches out to people, that sees the situation and analyzes it, determines what she needs to do to make contact with other people. And so she's looking at their needs and what they want. And
when did she come into your life, Janet, as a big energy?
Well, pleaser came into Janet's life at a very early age. I had a very hard situation. My mother was not very attentive. She did the best she could, which is what I came to realize through therapy. But as a child, you don't understand therapy. And my mother would have a tendency to be very angry, and she would act out, and she would, when she did talk to me, I would get negative attention. It was primarily, some kind of criticism or backlash for her own angst that she was having regarding her life and her unhappiness with her situation. Looking back, she was a housewife of the 50s, and I think she was frustrated. She was not totally utilizing her intelligence, and she was delegated to the role of housewife and mother. And if she was born today and looking at what kind of career she would make, she would probably become a doctor or lawyer or something that required a lot of education. But back then, those avenues weren't really available to her, so she became kind of a dangerous being for me to be around, which was, very difficult because I had nowhere to go. I was just a child.
So it sounds like your pleaser sort of saved you from pain from Mom.
Well, yeah, Mother was undiagnosed schizophrenic, and she probably would have been under some intense psychotherapy, medical care in this day and age, but is towards me, and so I developed a very strong pleaser.
How has it served you throughout your life?
Well,
how have you served Janet, I would say.
Yeah, how have I, pleaser, served Janet? Well, I've kept her from, minimizing pain and harm. So there was a tendency, since I had imprinted this personality, my mother's personality, as someone that it was okay to interact with, I tended to attract the similar type personality. And so my boyfriends and partners, husbands, had some of these tendencies. If you're listening out there, exes, you may not have had them all, but there was a tendency for you to have these tendencies. And so I was working with that on a totally unconscious level. But I'm here, I survived, I've done a lot of work on it in the voice dialogue, which we're working on now, and now I'm back in my center.
So stay in your pleaser, because pleaser, I would like you to say, what are your concerns in this community? What inputs do you want Janet to take very seriously about the community here in Maui?
Well, since Janet has a strong pleaser, a strong giver, she has to be concerned that she doesn't overwork herself, exhaust herself. She's not 18 anymore. She's, much older now. So she just needs to monitor her giving and take some more and not make herself ill.
Oh, thank you, pleaser. Yeah, it's really nice talking to you. If you could see Janet now, you'd see that her eyes have a very personal kind of a look when she's in this pleaser or giver. On someone outside of her, because that's what pleasers do. It's been lovely talking to you, and you're a wonderful sub-self, and I know you were Janet's dominant sub-personality for a long time, and now you're letting some other energies in. If you would you let Janet move back to her center?
Okay.
So she's moving back now. Can you feel the separation between yourself and the pleaser?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Any comments on what it felt like to move into and then move back out of?
Well, pleaser and I are old friends, and we've had a lot of interaction with each other. So it's fine being in pleaser, and I am working to curtail pleaser so she's not so dominant in my life, and it's been getting better over time. And sometimes I just go back and I'm not doing things for my center, and I realize I've done it for my pleaser. And when I'm making decisions and choices from pleaser, then there's a part of me, which we might look at the critic, my inner critic comes in and says, you weren't centered when you made that decision, and when are you ever going to get it?